pretty promising.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look, live look outside again. That is patched in fog. That is our Dust Devil Sky Cam. That is not just blank. That's actually because we have so much fog in the area. 31 degrees. Roads are a little bit slick, so we're going to be taking it real easy and planning for extra time for the commute today.
Plus, Kittitas County authorities are searching for a man they say committed multiple crimes across 3 cities. And with a new gun law set to go into effect in the new year, we take a look at just what this could mean for would-be gun owners. Good Morning Northwest continues right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And I'm Stacy Lee. Good morning to you.
And Stacy, we were just talking about the weather. How was your Christmas weekend? How did it look outside?
Christmas weekend was lovely. Spent a lot of time, got to see the whole family, got to see some friends, got to eat some really good food and some nice gifts and well, yeah, just really good weekend, that's for sure.
Awesome, fantastic.
Yes.
All right, well let's send it off to first weather.
Let's take a look at that. And again, it's chilly out. We have dropped down below the freezing level for most of our area. We had the rain come through. We had the freezing rain in some places. So some of those roadways, particularly over bridges, are slick. And I've been seeing a few accidents reported already this morning. So allow for a little extra commute time this morning with these temperatures below the freezing level. 31 degrees, Legends Casino Sky Cam. Look at that humidity, 92%. We can actually see on this camera, but the one in Pasco is completely down. Our feels like temperature is 28, so it is chilly. Here's your daily planner for Yakima. Overcast, foggy, at least through noon. We could see a little bit of clearing, but it's going to remain overcast in the Yakima area. Tri-Cities today, we'll see the fog hopefully start to break up by noontime. We could see a few sun breaks, so not a bad day to get out and walk your restless dogs. I know I need to take mine for a walk today for sure. And the fog is going to kind of cling on in Walla Walla. We'll continue to see that. With temperatures warming up, we should hit the 40s sometime between noon and 4 o'clock in the Walla Walla area. Lots more to get to in your First Alert full weather forecast. Riley?
Thank you, Stacy. A Pasco teen died early Saturday morning in a car crash in Franklin County. Around 12:30 a.m. Saturday, 18-year-old Nizer Quijada Barragan was driving on State Route 395 about 12 miles north of Pasco when he lost control of a vehicle. The car rolled and it came to rest upside down. Authorities say the driver was going too fast for road conditions. His 2 passengers were not wearing their seatbelts. 17-year-old Jocelyn Quijada Barragan died of his injuries after being taken to the hospital. Another passenger in the car, a 20-year-old woman from Pasco, was also hurt. She was taken to the hospital, but her condition is not known at this time. The driver of the vehicle was not hurt. 2 people are in the hospital after a wrong-way crash in Pasco on Christmas Eve. Around 12:45 a.m., a 26-year-old Hermiston man was driving southbound in the northbound lanes of State Route 395 inside Pasco city limits. A 37-year-old Kennewick woman was driving northbound on 395 when the first vehicle struck her head-on. Both drivers were charged with driving under the influence, while the male was also charged with driving the wrong way and without headlights. Their conditions are unknown at this time. 2 Seattle residents were involved in a single vehicle crash in Benton County outside Prosser. According to the Washington State Patrol, around 10 a.m. Saturday morning, a vehicle was heading eastbound on I-82 when it left the roadway and hit the guardrail. The 21-year-old male passenger was transported to Cadlick Regional Medical Center, while the 27-year-old female driver was not injured. She's been charged with improper lane usage. Several people were taken to the hospital Monday evening after a multi-car crash just outside of Hermiston. The crash happened around 6 p.m. on Umatilla River Road near Cooney Lane. Authorities say 3 vehicles were involved in the crash and 9 people were treated for injuries. One vehicle traveling southbound on Umatilla River Road struck another vehicle heading northbound at a high rate of speed. A third vehicle crashed into the second after attempting to avoid the first vehicle. The driver of the first vehicle is suspected of being impaired. 7 patients were critically injured, including 2 under the age of 10. All of the injured were taken to nearby hospitals. The Kittitas County Sheriff's Office is searching for a Skagit County man after a series of crimes in several cities. According to officials, 31-year-old Jay Kelly of Skagit County committed multiple crimes, including burglary and theft in or near Cle Elum, South Cle Elum, and Easton. Police say Kelly is also wanted on several warrants out of Skagit County. Deputies say they served multiple search warrants at Kelly's residence and recovered stolen property, drugs, guns, and more evidence. One man and a Cle Elum woman associated with Kelly have been arrested in connection with these crimes. According to police, if you see Kelly or have any information on where he could be, call 911. And if you know information on previous incidents that could be related, call KitCom at 509-925-8534. There's a controversial new gun control law that's scheduled to go into effect New Year's Day. It will force all potential gun owners to wait 10 days between buying a gun and taking it home. Apple Valley News Now's Alyssa Warner breaks it down.
We know we have more work to do, but this is a great thing for the state of Washington. Congratulations.
When Governor Inslee signed a package of new gun control proposals into law this spring, some of them, like the ban on certain types of gun, took effect right away, despite lawsuits to try to put the ban on hold. But one of the new laws, hotly debated during the legislative session, won't kick in until January 1st. Would-be gun owners will have to wait 10 days to complete a purchase. State lawmakers were split on whether that would save lives or endanger them.
The sad fact today is that over half of suicides are committed with a firearm. There are very few do-overs when a gun is used. And that's why, Mr. President, this cooling off period that's in the bill is so critically important.
There may be a mom with a couple of little girls and in a serious domestic violence situation. Even if she finds the instructor, and if she can afford the class, and if she can get into one of those classes that don't exist today, she will still have to wait another 10 days after the purchase of the firearm to protect herself.
The new law also requires people to go through training before they can buy a gun, a step that begins January 1st. This law is a trimmed-down version of a proposal that initially would have required everyone looking to buy a gun to get a permit first. Voters approved a similar law in Oregon over a year ago, and that's been tied up in the courts ever since. State lawmakers here in Washington eventually took the permit requirement out of the final proposal in the 2023 legislative session. But lawmakers have already filed a new bill for the 2024 session, asking, once again, to make permits a requirement for gun purchases.
Opponents to the law say you shouldn't have to get a permit in order to exercise a constitutional right, while advocates believe that requiring a permit would help close several loopholes in the gun buying process. The legislative session begins on January 8th. Another change slated for next year will affect agricultural workers. The Washington Department of Labor and Industry has drafted new rules to protect outdoor workers during wildfire season. On January 15th, the state will require employers to keep an eye on air quality, and they're encouraged to provide masks to help filter out smoke when warnings enter the moderate level. When the smoke becomes unhealthy for sensitive groups, employers are required to take steps to protect workers, such as providing masks and moving them indoors if possible, or changing schedules and offering additional rest periods. They'll also have to inform workers about the dangers of working in wildfire smoke and how to tell if you need to seek help. Public access to the Walla Walla Courthouse is set to change in the coming year. The Walla Walla County Sheriff's Office and the Walla Walla County Board of County Commissioners said the courthouse is turning into a single point of entry starting January 2nd of 2024. The Sheriff's Office said signage will be available to direct people. Handicap access will be in the back of the courthouse where there are marked handicap parking spaces available. People who enter here will then be escorted to the security screening. The changes have been put into place in an effort to ramp up security at the courthouse. Stacey Lee returns now with a look at your morning weather forecast.
And we're seeing dense, patchy fog and slick roads this morning. Drive safe out there. Plan for a little extra commute time. I'll get to all the details in your First Alert full weather forecast.
Plus, a woman who was born with a rare condition known as double uterus gave birth to 2 twin girls whom she carried in each of her uteruses during her pregnancy.
Right now, there's just so much happening in our world.
So much at stake at the start of every morning.
Making sense of it all, that's not always so easy.
And that's where we come in.
Good Morning America. We want you to know every morning.
We're right here, and we got you.
Enjoy nature with McBee Mountain being a short hike away, and return to Anilari, where every sip of wine showcases Washington's beautiful terroir. Try one of Anilari's house-made pizzas where creativity and unique flavors change seasonally to pair with their delicious full-bodied wines. Take in the views of Red Mountain and experience the true meaning of farm to table, showcasing the fruit of the land and their efforts. Make your reservation to visit Anilari Winery today.
Since 1968, Sundown M Ranch has helped over 200,000 patients and families recover from the effects of substance use disorders.
I was ashamed, humiliated, and not sure if I could be helped, but I listened and found a completely different way to live by spending time at Sundown.
I did not believe there was a way out of the dark hole my life had become. Sundown M Ranch provided a foundation for me to find a new way to live.
Sundown M Ranch. Today is the first day of the rest of your life.
Indulge in Legends Casino's seafood buffet experience. Discover a feast of premium crab legs, succulent shrimp, and an array of delectable ocean-inspired dishes. Elevate your evenings with Legends Seafood Buffet every Thursday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m.
Shelby's Floral, your homegrown neighbor with worldwide connections for over 45 years. Shelby's, more than just a flower shop, specializing in beautiful custom arrangements, live plants, silk florals, home decor, and all things Christmas. We're unique and we're here for all of life's occasions. Shelby's Floral at the corner of Clearwater and Edison in Kennewick. Stop by today and let our experienced designers help you with all of your floral needs. Shelby's Floral.
Whether you celebrate mistletoe magic in a Cadillac XT5, festive gatherings in a Cadillac XT4, or reinventing traditions in a Cadillac XT6. This holiday season, Cadillac is celebrating you.
Get 2.9% APR for 36 months plus $2,000 purchase allowance on a 2024 XT5 and XT6 when you finance through Cadillac Financial.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier.
Welcome back, everyone. Now to one couple's expanded family this holiday season. They just welcomed 2 baby girls, the results of a very rare pregnancy. Here's ABC's Andrea Fujii.
Christmas came early this year for this couple in Alabama. Kelsey Hatcher and her husband Caleb just welcomed 2 baby girls after what doctors say was a 1 in a million pregnancy. What makes these births so unusual is that Hatcher has a rare condition called uterine didelphys, which means that she has 2 uteri. Her doctors warned her that she could experience complications if she got pregnant. Despite that, she had 3 normal pregnancies, and then she got pregnant with 2 embryos, 1 in each of her uteri.
As soon as she moved the ultrasound wand to the other side of my belly, like, she didn't even have the time to say anything. I immediately said, "Oh my gosh, there's another one."
After 20 hours of combined labor, Hatcher gave birth to daughter Roxy last Tuesday, followed by daughter Rebel via C-section on Wednesday.
Technically, by the book, are not twins, but they will just medically call them fraternal twins just because they are the same gestational age. They're being carried the same. They're within like 3 or 4% growth of each other. So, I mean, they're just right on track to be exactly the same.
After the births, mom posting this update on Instagram. Our miracle babies were born. They decided they were rare enough statistically that they should just go ahead and have their own birthdays too.
Hatcher was already a mother of 3 before Roxy and Rebel came along. Well, there's new research about machine learning algorithms and their ability to predict when someone might die. The study was published this week in the journal Nature Computational Science. The study focused on a machine learning algorithm model called Life2Vec. Highly specific data about individuals was given to the algorithm, and it used those details to determine when a person might die. The researchers noted this is a research prototype and cannot perform any real-world tasks in its current state. Coming up, a new report forecasts a rise in engagements in 2024. When we come back, we'll tell you what's driving that line of thinking and what it means for the U.S. economy. And Stacey Lee will return with a look at your first alert weather forecast. That's next.
Vegas action is closer than you think. The fun is waiting for you at Nob Hill Casino. Come in and pull up a chair at your choice of blackjack, pai gow, heads up hold'em, or high card flush, and play with the friendliest dealers in town. Join our Players Club to take your game to the next level and earn rewards for food, bowling, prizes, and cash. There's always a spot for you at Nob Hill Casino, where the locals play.
The After Christmas clearance is on now. This week at all Walker's Furniture locations with year-end blowout savings. For every $1,000 you spend, you save $150. Like when you spend $2,000, you save $300. Or take advantage of our no money down, no minimum purchase special financing for up to 5 years. So you can get some new furniture for the new year and pay for it later. During the After Christmas clearance at Walker's.
Give the gift of beautiful skin this season with skincare products from Prosser Memorial Health's Dermatology Center. Choose from a variety of dermatologist-approved products proven to fight the harsh winter cold, target fine lines and wrinkles, and treat acne. Give the gift of healthier skin this holiday with luxurious skincare products from the Dermatology Center. Order online today at prosserhealth.org. Happy holidays.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now, through December 31st, receive rebates up to $1,400 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Next DT, Celine Dion, a closer look at the disease that is threatening her comeback. Plus, never-before-seen moments from the ET Vault.
So, why not?
Next DT.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Touchdown! Did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. I should take your phone away. No, I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacey Lee.
You're going to want to grab your coat. You won't need the rain gear. Most of that has subsided, but check it out. We're just starting to see some light, very foggy on our Dust Devil Giza Skycam. 31 degrees. Our feels like temp is 28, so it is a little bit cool this morning. I've been seeing lots of different traffic accidents pop up around the area. We had moisture overnight, and these temperatures have dropped down below freezing, so you can expect patchy ice on the roadways. But the majority of our active weather has now moved on to the east, but we are seeing the clouds and low clouds, I should say, and fog. And we'll continue to see that in some areas kind of on and off throughout the day, staying pretty foggy today in Walla Walla. We'll see a little bit of a clear up for the Columbia Basin. It's going to stay pretty foggy through Yakima, plus those low clouds. Our next system starts to come in late tonight. We'll see rain showers developing through the Dalles on up on the east slopes here. We'll see that snow working its way through the Kittitas Valley with a stray pop-up shower here and there, and maybe even a little bit more mixed precip, the rain and freezing rain. Here's another band of showers overnight, midnight Wednesday, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and there is the snow coming across the Cascade Mountains. Pretty unsettled with this next system, and it is coming in from the south, so that means warmer temperatures and lots of moisture coming from the Pacific Ocean. So that's what we've been seeing, most of it coming up from, like, say, Hawaii area, which has been giving us this warmer winter that we've been dealing with. We have been seeing reduced visibility right now between Tri-Cities and Prosser. Pretty socked in fog, as well as Walla Walla to Pendleton, very low visibility. So again, we want to drive safe around there, allow a little extra time. Also tracking some breezy and gusty winds, especially along the foothills of the Blues, Walla Walla, Dayton, and Pendleton. We could see a wind advisory in place beginning late Tuesday into Wednesday. And we're going to see those gusty winds gusting 50 to 55 miles an hour at times. That could blow down power lines and cause damage to trees and other structure. So just be prepared to batten down the hatches there. Foothills of the Blues. Let's take a look at our temps around the area today. Nice and warm-ish. Again, we're right at the average for now. That was Yakima, Kittitas Valley, Columbia Basin. All of us staying close to 40, 41 in Hermiston. Just hitting those low 40s in the foothills of the Blues. Let's take a quick peek at our temperatures for tonight. Again, chilly out there, going to be on the cold side with temperatures below the average. Look at or below freezing, 30 degrees for most of the Columbia Basin, foothills of the Blues, and a little bit cooler in Ellensburg tonight at 29 degrees. Still to come, I'll get to your 7-day planning forecast. Riley?
Well, could the new year bring a spike in marriage proposals? One retailer seems to think so. Jen Sullivan has a closer look, including what economists say it says about the U.S. economy.
Get ready for more moments like these. The largest jewelry company in the U.S. is predicting a marriage proposal rebound in 2024 after a pandemic-triggered drop. According to Signet Jewelers, engagements will soar as high as 2.5 million in 2024. And economists say Household Creations gives you an indication of how the U.S. economy is doing.
Jobs are plentiful, and it's one of the reasons why you're seeing an increase in household formations. Right? And that often precedes an increase in demand for things like jewelry, which is what you see around engagements and marriages.
Signet Jewelers says sales of engagement rings took a hit during the pandemic, but that's changed with the return of pre-pandemic rituals like safe face-to-face dating.
So I think that's a very good sign that gives you just a really strong sense of just how robust portions of the consumer market are and just how solid the U.S. economy is.
Meanwhile, lab-grown diamond sales are surging. Data from last March shows consumers are choosing artificial diamonds over the real thing.
Can you tell which one is the lab diamond and which one is the natural?
They truly look identical to me.
Factory-made diamonds look the same as naturally occurring ones. The only noticeable difference is the price tag.
It just depends if they want a large stone, a good quality and clarity. They might have to go lab if it's not in their budget.
I'm Jen Sullivan.
X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, will face a court battle after failing to pay out annual bonuses promised to its employees. A former employee who left the company in May filed the class action lawsuit in San Francisco. The U.S. District Court judge ruled on Friday the case can go forward, stating that the offer to pay a bonus is a binding contract under California law. The social media company had argued that an oral promise should not be binding and that the case should be heard in Texas. According to the court complaint, ex-executives repeatedly promised bonuses in the months leading up to Elon Musk's purchase of Twitter and after the sale. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, each year people receive holiday gifts that need to be returned. When we come back, we'll hear from experts about what to expect, along with store return policies this year.
This may look like a holiday shopping showdown, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. Good thing my Rogue has intelligent all-wheel drive.
So does my Altima.
Now get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months or save up to $2,500 on Rogue. Better hurry, these offers won't be back in stock.
Prosser Memorial Health has received a 5-star rating from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. Prosser Memorial Health is one of just 483 hospitals nationwide to receive their highest rating, and the only critical access hospital in the state of Washington. For more than 75 years, Prosser Memorial Health has provided high-quality and compassionate care to our communities served. It's our privilege, and we look forward to bringing you a new hospital in 2025. This is how we care.
Looking for a car with more room for adventure? Make your presence known when you drive away in a new 2024 Kia Sportage LX with all-wheel drive from Overturf Kia. Now $29,999. Plus, get 4.75% interest for up to 48 months. Take delivery today or reserve a car that's on its way. Shop online anytime at overturfkia.com. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
Did you know Ustria Health has 3 full-time board-certified orthopedic surgeons? Pain in your hands, knees, hips, or shoulders can reduce your quality of life orthopedic doctors repair bone, joint, ligament, and tendon injuries, which can relieve debilitating pain. Our surgeons treat tendonitis and carpal tunnel, repair broken bones and fractures, and replace painful, worn-out joints, putting you back in motion. Ustria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
Ring in the new year with style at More Furniture's New Year's sale this holiday weekend. We're celebrating all weekend long with incredible values on furniture and mattresses in time for the new year. Your home deserves a fresh start for 2024, and we've got everything you need during the New Year sale at More Furniture. Visit your local showroom or morefurniture.com to preview all sales specials.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
For many, getting and giving gifts is a big part of the holiday season, and if you received a gift that wasn't quite right, you may be looking to return it. Here's ABC's Morgan Norwood with a few ways on how to best handle those returns.
Let's face it, sometimes Santa doesn't always get it right. Every year there's always that one gift that needs to go back. Though waiting through the post-holiday crowds can be hectic, Kristen McGrath with Retail Me Not says it might pay off.
Right after Christmas is actually a very strategic time to do that. Yes, the stores are going to be crowded if you're returning in a store, but retailers tend to offer really good after Christmas sales to sell everything they didn't sell for the holidays and tempt people who are there returning their items and getting that store credit.
And if you can't make the return immediately after Christmas,
the good news for holiday returns is that a lot of retailers offer longer return windows. So even if an item was bought in, say, November, it can be returned sometimes through mid-January. So you do have a little bit of extra time beyond that usual 15 to 30 day return window that a retailer might offer at a normal time.
Online returns, well, those can be tricky, so be sure to check the rules.
Keep in mind, you're going to have to follow the retailer's rules for returning that package. You might have to return a packing slip. You're going to have to take it to whichever carrier delivered the item, whether that's USPS, UPS, or FedEx.
But whether online or in person, make sure you have the receipt.
Retailers have different policies when it comes to returning without a receipt. A lot of times if you show up and it's an item from their store and you don't have a receipt, sometimes they'll work with you, give you a merchandise credit or a store gift card that you can turn around and use.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
Christmas Day was the last day President Joe Biden could intervene and veto the International Trade Commission's ruling to ban the sales of some Apple Watches. Apple had already began pulling some of its watches off of the shelves in the U.S. amid a patent dispute. The models in question are its Series 9 and Ultra 2 versions. Apple says those models will not be sold online or at retail locations starting today. This comes as Apple fights a battle with medical device maker Masimo over the patent for the watch's blood oxygen feature. The last time a sitting president intervened in an infringement battle was 2013 when President Obama vetoed an ITC ruling to ban some iPhones and iPads that violated one of Samsung's patents. Tesla is recalling more than 120,000 of its vehicles because of the doors that may unlock during a crash, causing it to unlatch and open, increasing the risk of injury. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says the defect affects some of Model S and X vehicles, with model years 2021 through 2023. Tesla says it first became aware of the issue during a routine crash test earlier this month. However, the automaker says it is not aware of any injuries as a result of the defect. Owners will be notified by mail by mid-February. Tesla also released an over-the-air software update for the affected cars. This recall comes a week after Tesla recalled nearly 2 million cars to limit the use of its autopilot feature. Coming up, police say the victim of a shooting at a Central Florida mall was targeted as they continue to search for the suspect.
Even Santa and his rowdy reindeer can't lasso this deal. Only Legends Casino Hotel can deliver a shiny new Volkswagen Jetta Sport or Atlas Cross Sport under your tree. Well, maybe not under the tree, that's a tough fit, but you can't win if you don't play. Using your Legends Rewards card during December's Cash and Car Roundup. Heck, that's another present missing from Santa's saddlebags. Cash. Like thousands of dollars in cash. Given away every Thursday in December. Leave the kids' toys to Santa. Let Legends Casino Hotel deliver you cash and VW cars this year.
When you need legal help, trust Quantum Legal. In football, your team can have a bad season. In real life, when you are having a bad season, you can call Quantum Legal. We're here for you in times of trouble, whether you need assistance with criminal defense, personal injury, or have been injured on the job. And with tens of millions of dollars collected on behalf of clients, we will find the best solution for your situation. Call us today at 509-783-5551 or visit us online at quantumlegal.com.
Celebrity Jeopardy is moving to Tuesdays this January.
Like anything can happen.
Yes!
You did good, but you failed me in the end.
Celebrity Jeopardy returns Tuesday, January 2nd on ABC.
We can't help what you do before you go to bed, but we can make sure the sleep is solid once you finally get there. And during the 4-day New Year's super sale at Denver Mattress, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or purchase a Tempur-Pedic and get a $300 gift. Save up to $200 on our Denver Mattress brand lineup, plus 6 years no interest financing and free shipping. Here's to 365 nights of better sleep. Happy New Year from Denver Mattress.
George and Heidi use Verizon. Dan and Tina have Spectrum Mobile. With Verizon, George and Heidi pay way more for their 2 unlimited lines. With Spectrum, Dan and Tina get 1 unlimited mobile line for $29.99 and their second line free. And with Spectrum, there are no added taxes or hidden fees. Dan and Tina save big, over $1,500 in savings. So George and Heidi, what do you think?
We're switching to Spectrum.
Get 1 unlimited line for $29.99 and get your next line free. Call, click, or visit a Spectrum store today.
Home design and remodeling can be overwhelming. At Premier Woodworks, we are with you throughout the entire project. Our in-house designers and project manager will help you design the space of your dreams. Whatever the size of project, Premier Woodworks will help maximize your space and turn your vision into reality. Visit our website, premierwoodworksllc.com, or stop by our newly remodeled showroom at 109 North Washington in downtown Kennewick.
In a time when good service is hard to find, turn to Mel's Intercity Collision in your time of need, serving the Tri-Cities for nearly 50 years. With towing, repair, painting, and more, trust in Mel's. Mel's Intercity Collision, treating you and your car with respect.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
Authorities in Central Florida have issued an arrest warrant for a 39-year-old man accused of fatally shooting another man at a shopping mall 2 days before Christmas. And the southern border authorities are reporting that they're seeing record numbers of migrants each day.
Well, our winter weather and rain is wrapping up for the day. Get ready for a dry afternoon, a rainy night ahead, and lots of fog and freezing fog in our area. I'll get to all the details in my First Alert weather forecast.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And I'm Stacy Lee. Good morning to you. Day after Christmas.
Day after Christmas. It's Tuesday. Right. We've got a new year coming up in just a couple of days.
That's right. I can't believe the end of 2023.
Exactly. So. And we're all very excited. It has been a little chilly this morning. Right. We're kind of below freezing in a lot of areas.
We did jump below freezing. It wasn't when I got into work this morning, but the temperatures have continued to dive. And actually, I've been seeing several traffic collisions and accidents around the area. So we had that rain, we had some freezing rain in some areas, but the temperatures reduced. So we're seeing slick roadways. Let's take a peek outside on our Skycam right now. You can see that fog that's developed in the Pasco area. So just a little while ago, we couldn't even see the camera at all. So looking better, but it's 31 degrees. Look at that humidity at 92%. Lots of moisture in the air. And yes, our roadways are a little bit slick today, especially over bridges and passes. So that's where I've seen 2 accidents now in a row on I-182 heading into Richland. So you want to be very, very careful this morning. Plan for a little bit of extra time. Here's what temperatures look like elsewhere around the area. We're in the 30s. 30-degree mark, so below freezing for most of our region. Yakima just barely above the freezing mark, and we see Ellensburg at 31. Let's take a quick peek at your 7-day planning forecast. Look at the fog. Look at these temperatures, though. For the month of December heading into January, we're above average for this time of year, and it looks like we're going to stay that way as we continue on. So that's your 7-day planning forecast for Walla Walla. Here's Tri-Cities and Yakima. Foggy days for us today with temperatures just under 40. We'll stay in the 40s, though, into the rest of the week, with those temperatures running anywhere from 5 to 7 degrees above the average for this time of year. Lots more to talk about in your First Alert full weather forecast. Riley?
Thank you, Stacy. We turn now to Florida and the manhunt after a deadly shooting at a mall packed with holiday shoppers before Christmas. Police also looking for an accomplice. ABC's Andrea Fuji has the story.
This morning, police in Ocala, Florida, northwest of Orlando, have named their suspect in a deadly shooting at this mall that sent panicked shoppers barricading themselves inside stores Saturday.
Oh my God!
Police say Albert Shell Jr. opened fire inside the Paddock Mall, shooting 40-year-old David Barron multiple times in what investigators say was a targeted killing. A woman was also shot in the leg. Police ordering shoppers to take shelter, officers locking down the mall for 12 hours.
We heard 2 shots, and everybody just rushed into our store and just ran straight out through the back.
The suspect was wearing a red hat, which police say may contain DNA evidence crucial to their case. But the hat is missing. Authorities say this man took the hat from the scene. He's now wanted, accused of tampering with evidence.
There was a lot of people here shopping at the mall, which means there's a lot of witnesses that could potentially help us bring this case to a successful resolution.
The one bright spot for investigators, they say the gun has been found, but no word on a motive for the shooting. Andrea Fuji, ABC News, New York.
A $5,000 reward is now being offered for information leading to the arrest of the shooting suspect. The FBI is working with law enforcement officials in Colorado to investigate a series of threatening messages posted on social media against 4 Supreme Court justices in the state. The posts came just after the justices ruled last week to remove Donald Trump from the state's 2024 primary ballot. A statement from the FBI says the agency is aware of the situation and will investigate any threat or use of violence to justify a person's actions regardless of motivation. The names of the 4 Colorado Supreme Court justices who ruled to disqualify Trump from the ballot have appeared on social media. Authorities say some of the posts are, quote, incendiary, and some have threatened to reveal some of the judges' personal information. An analysis of the postings show while there is no specific threat made against the judges, authorities are concerned a lone actor or a group of people could commit violence in response to the court's ruling. The U.S. southern border is experiencing a surge of migrant encounters. So far in December, federal authorities have reported a 7-day average of 9,600 migrant encounters along the border. Compare that to the 7-day average in late November, around 6,800. Border authorities apprehended nearly 192,000 migrants last month, representing a 2% increase from October. And in recent days, more than 10,000 migrants have unlawfully crossed the U.S.-Mexico border daily. Senior U.S. officials will travel to Mexico in the coming days. They've recently described the situation nearing a, quote, breaking point. Stacey Lee returns now with a look at your morning weather forecast.
That's right, we're looking at foggy conditions and slick roads this morning. Plan for a little extra commute time and I'll get to all the details in your First Alert full weather forecast.
Plus, as animal shelters fill up across the country, one shelter in Pennsylvania had their own little Christmas miracle.
Schweitzer Resort on Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 tonight.
Every 15 minutes, someone is involved in a semi-truck collision in the U.S. Whatever the cause, big trucks mean big crashes, resulting in serious, even fatal injuries, large medical bills, and loss of wages. If you've been injured in a crash with a big rig, call Abeda Nelson Injury Law today. We've handled the most big truck accidents in Central Washington over the last 40 years, recovering millions for our clients. Abeda Nelson, we take your injury personally.
Hi, I'm Jim Hall with the Foundations at Cadlick. Thank you to the hundreds of generous donors who support nonprofit healthcare at Kadlec. I'm in my 30th year at Kadlec and have long known the amazing impact our caregivers have on patients. My awareness is even more personal now, as I am in the midst of receiving cancer care from Kadlec colleagues. I'm heartened by the incredible support I receive from these amazing people. Please consider a financial gift to the foundations at Kadlec. Thank you for your support, and know that Kadlec caregivers are always here working to keep our community healthy and
Whatever your plans are this season, do more in a new Chevy. Use your Red Tag bonus cash to get $87.50 total cash allowance on this Silverado.
See your community Chevy dealers.
Where's the most mouth-watering pizza and best salad bar in town? Well, Hubby's Pizza, of course. And with the lunch special starting as low as $10.49 for a 2-topping Pee-wee pizza and a medium drink, why go anywhere else? Delicious, mouth-watering food with only the freshest ingredients. It's lunchtime and I'm going to Hubby's Pizza, a hometown favorite for nearly 45 years.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now, through December 31st, receive rebates up to $1,400 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
It's Monday Night Football on Saturday as Detroit takes on the Cowboys live from Dallas. The Lions battle the Cowboys, a special Monday Night Football. Watch Saturday starting at 4:30 only on Apple Valley News Now.
Next DT, Celine Dion, a closer look at the disease that is threatening her comeback. Plus, never-before-seen moments from the ET Vault.
So, why not?
Next DT.
Tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Welcome back, everyone. One animal shelter in Pennsylvania received a very special Christmas gift this year, and that's an empty shelter. The Adams County SPCA says for the first time in 47 years, they have 0 dogs at the shelter.
They shared the news on social media. However, they do still have 1 cat that came in as a stray.
Well, the shelter says it was a very different story just 2 weeks ago when their kennels were almost filled. The kennels won't remain empty for long, though. The facility says they'll be bringing in animals from other shelters in the state this week.
The Adams County SPCA says it's adopted out almost 600 animals this year and reunited 125 strays with their owners.
That is a fantastic Christmas
Way
gift.
to go. Good job, guys. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. And that poor cat that was brought in as a stray that didn't get adopted, that's okay. It'll find its home.
It'll find its forever home somewhere.
Yes. Well, let's take a live look outside.
Yeah, let's take a live look outside. There we are. We're seeing fog and slick roads today, 31 degrees. So drive safe, allow for a little extra commute time this morning. More details coming up.
And Americans are facing travel troubles across the nation as many people begin traveling home this holiday season. From poor weather to airlines putting travelers on the wrong flights. That's next on Good Morning Northwest.
From Apple Valley News Now, this is Medically Speaking.
My name is Lauren Martin. I started to work out at Hanford in 1982, and for 20 years I worked with the fleet, repairing cranes, locomotives, cars, ambulances, fire trucks, everything. After 20 years, then I came down with a disease. There are some very, very expensive drugs, and my copay on that is 0. All I have to do is pick up the phone and it's there.
So we'll definitely evaluate their past employment. As a registered nurse myself, I'll look through their medical records and I'll look to see maybe what medical conditions they have, and we'll be very upfront with them, honest about whether they do have a claim that could warrant benefits or not, and just kind of let them know what those next steps are, the timeline of how long it could take for them to get approved.
before the tree was trimmed, before the stockings were hung, before the meals were prepared, and yes, even before Thanksgiving. Before the carols, bells, and lights all aglow, it was already home. At McCurley, we know it's the people, traditions, and memories that make this season bright. And that's why we're here. Because a vehicle is more than just a vehicle. It's also one of the ways you bring the holidays home.
Find your way home in a new, used, or certified pre-owned vehicle from Mercedes-Benz of Tri-Cities.
Pasco Parks and Rec invites you to join in and get involved. They offer a variety of recreational classes and programs for all ages, preschool to adult. There's a class, event, or program to keep you moving. Sign up now for January through April classes. Register, reserve, or inquire today. Join all the special events Pasco Parks and Recreation has to offer. Learn more at PascoParksandRec.com. Get fit, have fun, do more with Pasco Parks and Rec.
Indulge in Legends Casino's seafood buffet experience. Discover a feast of premium crab legs, succulent shrimp, and an array of delectable ocean-inspired dishes. Elevate your evenings with Legends Seafood Buffet every Thursday and Saturday starting at 4 p.m.
Let Columbia Safety's experienced staff prepare you for emergency situations. Get certified in CPR, first aid, nursing assistant, or EMT. Visit columbiasafety.net to sign up for our in-person or online courses. Columbia Safety, training for the future.
Portions of Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Lord's Health and Trios Health, making communities healthier. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Stacy Lee.
And good Tuesday morning. Happy Boxing Day. I believe this is Boxing Day, right? Legends Casino Skycam, 31 degrees. We've been tracking some fog and low clouds this morning. Some icy roadways, especially on the bridges. If you can see that light right there, there's another accident on I-182 today. That's the second one I've seen this morning. Again, we had the freezing rain and the rain overnight, and then those temperatures dropped down below zero. So especially over those bridges and overpasses, that's when you're going to run into icy or slick road conditions. So take it easy out there and allow extra time for your commute. Still down to a quarter of a mile or less visibility in Pendleton, 5 miles now. Getting a little bit better in Walla Walla. Tri-Cities at 3 miles an hour. Looking a little bit better now in Prosser, and we're okay in Yakima. But we're going to see the low clouds and fog on and off. Here's what's been occurring. That system moved through. We see the pink and the blue. It's all now off into the Idaho Panhandle. We'll have these cloudy skies moving in. Our next system sitting out on the coast, that's going to bring even more moisture to our region with some snow in the Cascade Mountains and some rain through the lower elevations. Later today around noon, we should start to see some sun breaks in some of our areas. Some of us will stay socked in with the fog and the low clouds. Then we see that next system moving through. Here's the snow that we're going to see on the Cascades and the east slopes. Plus, we'll see those showers kind of splitting apart, but making their way through the area. So expect a few showers overnight or in the early morning hours in the Columbia Basin Tri-Cities. Here comes the next wave, even bigger around lunchtime on Wednesday. More snow across the Cascades and east slopes and more rain all the way through the Yakima, Kittitas, and Columbia Basin. We'll continue to see unsettled weather moving into your Thursday. So pretty busy active weather pattern. Plus, we're tracking some strong gusty winds at the advisory level. Foothills of the Blues, Grand Ronde Valley. Look at this. These are the gusts up to 49. We're talking 49, 50 mile an hour gusts. That could be damaging at times. So we're going to probably have a wind advisory in place late Tuesday into Wednesday. Thursday, things start to calm a little bit, but still a little bit breezy along the foothills of the Blues. Let's take a look at our temperature trend. Been talking about that. Our average for Tri-Cities this time of year, 40 degrees. Look at that. We're staying right around the average, just slightly above. In Yakima, our average there, 37. Look at this. We're way above the average in Yakima. So not too bad. Pretty pleasant temperatures through the region. Let's take a peek at our daytime highs for today as we see temperatures just under the 40-degree mark in the Kittitas Valley. Moving into the Columbia Basin, Tri-Cities area, most of us staying just under 40 degrees as well. Hermiston, the warm spot at 41 degrees, and foothills of the Blues, nice and warm there today as well, with temperatures above average for this time of year. Temperatures overnight tonight, once again on the chilly side, dropping down below the freezing mark. So any moisture that occurs overnight could cause those roadways to be slick at times through the region. So just be planning for that and plan to adjust your travel times, especially in those morning hours. Let's take a quick peek at our 7-day planning forecast and see what we got coming up. Again, it's going to be pretty warm moving through the next several days, and overall not a bad looking forecast. All right, the button doesn't want to cooperate. That's all right. We'll get to your 7-day planning forecast here in just a little bit. Riley?
Well, winter weather is some headaches to Americans around the country today. The Plains region already experiencing blizzard conditions and bringing some issues for folks traveling in cars. Flight cancellations limited so far. Liz Landers has a look at the weather and travel conditions across the country.
This morning, a wintry weather storm is hitting the heartland, bringing blizzard conditions around the holidays. That was I-80 at a standstill for hours yesterday in Nebraska when whiteout conditions caused dozens of crashes. 50-mile-per-hour winds shut down part of I-90 highway in South Dakota Christmas Day, too. South Dakota, North Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa all under a winter weather advisory and ice storm warning. Up to a half-inch of ice could accumulate on trees and power lines. Expect these conditions through Wednesday. And the same storm system will bring heavy rain into the mid-Atlantic by this evening and into the Northeast by tomorrow. These conditions expected to cause travel delays on the roads and in the skies as Americans are eagerly back to traveling for the holidays. 157 flights within, into, or out of the U.S. canceled so far, and 2,111 delayed as of late afternoon Monday, according to FlightAware. One airline mix-up leaving a 6-year-old boy in the wrong city.
They told me, no, he's not in this flight. He missed his flight. I said, no, he could not miss his flight because I have the check-in tag.
Spirit Airlines accidentally sent an unaccompanied minor from Philadelphia to Orlando instead of his correct destination of Fort Myers, Florida. Spirit Airlines saying the child was always under the care and supervision of a Spirit team member, and as soon as we discovered the error, we took immediate steps to communicate with the family and reconnect them.
And it has been a record year for airline travel. TSA says they've seen 12% more travelers this year than last. We'll be right back with the morning sprint and a final check on your forecast, but first a look at what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, after a busy holiday shopping season, another holiday tradition gets underway, with customers expected to return $173 billion in gifts this year. But that surge in returns now coming with an increase in return fees.
In a lot of cases, you can return gifts that were purchased online in-store to a retailer's in-store location if you're more comfortable with that. So that can be a lot easier for people rather than, having to figure out how to ship a gift back.
Experts say make sure to pay attention to deadlines to return or exchange any items you're not planning to keep, because some windows are more forgiving than others. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll tell you which stores will be charging you to send back those items and why a return could lead you straight to sales. With your GMA First Look, I'm Ariel Reshef, ABC News, New York.
When moderate to severe ulcerative colitis takes you off course, put it in check with Rinvoq, a once-daily pill.
When I wanted to see results fast, Rinvoq delivered rapid symptom relief and helped leave bathroom urgency behind. Check.
When UC tried to slow me down, I got lasting steroid-free remission with Rinvoq. Check.
And when UC caused damage, Rinvoq came through by visibly repairing my colon lining. Check. Rapid symptom relief. Lasting steroid-free remission.
And a chance to visibly repair the colon lining. Check, check, and check.
Rinvoq can lower your ability to fight infections, including TB, serious infections and blood clots, some fatal, cancers including lymphoma and skin cancer, death, heart attack, stroke, and tears in the stomach or intestines occurred. People 50 and older with at least one heart disease risk factor have higher risks. Don't take if allergic to Rinvoq, as serious reactions can occur. Tell your doctor if you are or may become pregnant.
Put UC in check and keep it there with Rinvoq.
Ask your gastroenterologist about Rinvoq and learn how AbbVie can help you save.
Now, the morning sprint.
Time right now is 6:52. We're going to get to your first alert forecast in just a moment, but we begin with a look at this morning's top stories. 17-year-old Josthin Kihida Barragon died in the hospital after the vehicle he was in rolled. Around 12:30 a.m. Saturday, an 18-year-old male was driving on State Route 395 when he lost control of the vehicle. Authorities say the driver was going too fast for road conditions, and his two passengers were not wearing their seatbelt. Another passenger in the car, a 20-year-old woman from Pasco, was also hurt. She was taken to the hospital, but her condition is not known at this time. Two people are in the hospital after a wrong-way crash in Pasco on Christmas Eve. Around 12:45 a.m., a 26-year-old from Hermiston man was driving southbound in the northbound lanes of State Route 395 inside Pasco city limits. A 37-year-old Kennewick woman was driving northbound on 395 when her vehicle was struck head-on. Both drivers were charged with driving under the influence, while the male was also charged with driving the wrong way and without headlights. Their conditions are unknown at this time. Two Seattle residents were involved in a single vehicle accident in Benton County outside of Prosser. According to the Washington State Patrol, around 10 a.m. Saturday morning, a vehicle was heading eastbound on I-82 when it left the roadway and hit the guardrail. The 21-year-old male passenger was transported to Cadlick Regional Medical Center, while the 27-year-old female driver was not injured. She's been charged with improper lane usage. Several people were taken to the hospital Monday evening after a multi-car crash just outside of Hermiston. The crash happened around 6 p.m. on Umatilla River Road near Cooney Lane. Authorities say 3 vehicles were involved in the crash and 9 people had to be treated for injuries. 7 patients were critically injured, including 2 under the age of 10. All the injured were taken to nearby hospitals, and the driver who initiated the crash is suspected of being impaired. The Kittitas County Sheriff's Office is searching for a Skagit County man after a series of crimes committed in several cities. Officials say 31-year-old James J. Kelly committed multiple crimes, including burglary and theft in or near Cle Elum, South Cle Elum, and Easton. Police say Kelly also has several warrants out of Skagit County. Deputies say they served multiple search warrants at Kelly's residence and recovered stolen property, drugs, guns, and more evidence. If you have any information, contact 509-925-8534. A change slated for next year, the Washington Department of Labor and Industry has drafted new rules to protect outdoor workers during wildfire season. On January 15th, the state will require employers to keep an eye on air quality. They're encouraged to provide masks to help filter out smoke when warnings enter the moderate level, while employers must take steps to protect workers, such as providing masks and moving them indoors if possible when smoke becomes unhealthy for sensitive groups.
All right, let's take a look outside our Legends Casino Skycam. I-182, second wreck I've seen right here at the bridge, so that tells me that there's some ice on the roadway. Do allow yourself a little extra commute time this morning. Take it easy out there. We've been seeing fog. It's 31 degrees. We've got our humidity high at 92%. We had those showers overnight. Those temperatures dropped down below freezing, and we're expecting some patchy ice on the roadways in and around town. Winds are light at 3 miles per hour. Our sunset tonight at 4:16. We're actually adding minutes onto the countdown clock because we just passed winter solstice, so we add about 2 minutes of additional daylight each day that we go forward towards summer. Right now, Yakima's got 8 miles of visibility, looking pretty good in Ellensburg. This is where we start to see that really dense patchy fog between Prosser and Tri-Cities. There's some dense pockets of fog there. Hermiston, Pendleton at 1 mile of visibility. Things have gotten a little bit better this morning in Walla Walla, so not bad looking, but again, allow yourself a little extra time because of the low visibility and fog. Let's take a look at our 7-day planning forecast. Look for some foggy days. Temperatures staying well above the average for the next couple of days, with more showers developing late tonight into tomorrow, and then we'll see that continue. Well, see some showers and snows coming across the east slopes of the Cascades. Here's what it looks like. We've got that fog for the Columbia Basin and Tri-Cities, and overall not a bad looking forecast. Walla Walla's got a 20% chance of rain overnight. Plus, we're going to track strong gusty winds in the Walla Walla area tomorrow. So again, be safe. Have a great Tuesday.